All our old acquaintances are gone. Only about half the apartments were lit and fewer had Christmas lights, just like the last building. They must have walked around the block and ended up back at the same glassy, germless place. Even the Christmas tree in the white marble lobby was a twin, down to the ornaments. She asked Corey, weren't we just here? He'd found cigarettes and a lighter in the coat pocket. When he answered, smoke hung on his words, or the cold wrote them in the air. That was back where we parked, same builder probably. Half these condos are empty. They're investments. He'd worked in construction, so she believed him, just like she believed him when he said one party. Somebody had told him about it and she went along. Then, when they were leaving, walking all natural down the hall to the elevator in their new coats and shoes, they passed an open door where another party was happening. The loud music sucked Corey in. Nobody spoke to her at that first party, but at the second, this dude with sideburns came over and asked, "And what are you going to do to make your pretty little life sparkle in 2020? Now, here they were when they should have been driving. But Corey was on a roll, going for 3 times lucky, whatever that meant. She'd never known it, even once. An ache kicked her in different places, behind one eye. "What time is it?" she asked. He hiked the coat up at the back to get at his phone. 11:16. "I'm feeling like Cinderella here." "I know. So let's go. We're good now." "How are those shoes?" She looked down at them. They'd picked a shadow to wait in, a spot between the streetlight and the light pouring out of the glassed-in lobby. Darkness drained the crayon color from the shoes, green with purple piping, buckles. "I feel stupid." "Be careful how you walk. Don't do that thing." "What thing?" "Half the time you look about to fall over." This made her want to sit down. She went over to the planter and sank her ass onto the cold cement. She'd left the last place with one of those shiny gift bags with string handles. It clinked when she set it on the ground. "Feel this." Corey held out his arm. "It's cashmere." Meaning expensive. It suited him with his new haircut. The first few days without his dirty yellow dreads, she'd kept forgetting. She'd be waiting someplace and this dude with a fade would come along. He'd only turn into Corey when he smiled. Or Kayla would nudge her. Kayla always knew him right away. Would twist her hair around one finger and sigh. 2 men walked past, one in a ski jacket, the other in overcoat, tall and short. Then a car drove by so slowly it was impossible not to feel watched. Looking for parking, it turned out. Cold in the thin raincoat, she curled over and hugged herself. Her gaze met the wine. At least she thought it was wine when she grabbed the bag off the table, but only now did she reach inside. Wine. There was a card, too, which she drew out and opened, an angel on one knee like it was proposing. She tossed it into the planter behind her just as her leg spasmed. "Cramp?" he asked. She nodded, 1 foot off the ground, legs stretched out like she was admiring the gay-ass shoe. "You?" "I'm fine. I'm pumped." The fingers of pain slowly released. "I'm not doing this." She opened her mouth to say it, but just then a couple turned off the sidewalk and started walking toward them. Corey nodded as they passed. He switched to his animal mode then, eyes focused on some point in the distance, though he really wasn't seeing anything. He was listening to the beeping as the couple punched a number into the building's intercom, then its amplified ringing. At the precisely the right moment, he made a dart of the cigarette and headed for the door. She picked up the wine and followed, lurching on the shoes. The door buzzed. The dude, Indian or something, held it open for his white girlfriend. Corey came up fast behind them. "Going to the party?" Dude hesitated, still holding the door. He had a goatee and a diamond stud in one ear. "Joe and Perry's?" "Yeah," Corey smiled without the missing tooth. Farther back in his mouth, it only showed when he smiled for real. "But we can get buzzed in, no problem. We were just having a smoke before going out." Dude flicked his eyes over them, stopping on the gift bag hanging on her arm. His girlfriend was already in the lobby, their own wine jutting from her oversized handbag, just the neck of it, a twist of brown paper. Shrugging, he let go of the door, and they went inside.